領域展開。無料空所。
Final notice to Lara Croft, current tenant of premises. This is to serve as your final notice for the purposes of terminating your ownership of Croft Manor. You are required to immediately vacate and surrender possession of said manor to Atlas de Mornay, executor of estates.
It is unfortunate that you have forced my hand in this matter, but so be it. As you know, your parents appointed me executor of the estate in the event of their absence. Since your mother disappeared, her death was never technically declared. And given the circumstances surrounding your father's death, it's no surprise that he never drafted a formal last will and testament to account for this circumstance. Unfortunately, you have no legal claims to the estate. I'm willing to negotiate a modest monthly stipend from your trust, but only if you leave the manor by week's end. Don't fight me on this, Lara. Your mother wouldn't want that. Sincerely, Atlas.
There has to be a will or some kind of evidence of what happened to Mum in the manor somewhere. Dad's safe. Needs a combination. It's got to be in Dad's papers somewhere. Maybe in the library.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Spectre here, and yeah, I started this and I didn't know what this was, and I went into it and I realized, okay, this is like extra content, basically DLC content, and this is Blood Tides. Blood Tides is, well, it takes place in Croft Manor. I don't know what to expect from this, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. So let's get into it. I already beat the game, so I'm coming to this after the game. Alright, after I don't beat the game, I had to receive a phone call from the what was it, the estate, basically saying that Laura, I said, call her Laura, huh? Lara. Lara had received a phone call basically from the estate saying that she didn't have any, like, you know, ownership or ties to the Croft Manor, and basically she's about to get the boot, you know. And basically the guy's telling her, like, yeah, if you don't, you know, give him a call back and tell him, like, what is she gonna sell the deal that he offered her, which was I can't even remember what it was. I think it was like some kind of like settlement type of money, I believe, and it was something like that. And then basically there was some papers that Laura basically believes that the whole Croft Manor basically owns her. Like, you know, I'm trying to think of it right now. I'm trying to remember. This phone line kind of stopping. Is that Croft Manor? She said she thinks that Croft Manor definitely is in her name, but there was no paper or files of it. So that's why she's about to lose Croft Manor. So I'm not lost, lose Croft Manor, and yeah. So right now we're trying to investigate and trying to find evidence of her having basically like a deed or inheritance of left by her father or mother, one of the two. You know, and the person who was on the phone seemed like they knew the family pretty well. So, but let's get into it.
Dad would have liked me to go to Oxford, but I insisted on UCL. Yep, looks real. Roth once offered to forge me a fake diploma to show Dad. My birthday crown. I was so proud of that thing. That's my handwriting. My penmanship was pretty good. Needs a combination. It's got to be in Dad's papers somewhere. Maybe in the library. A picture with Dad and Anna. Never liked wearing dresses, but the color was nice. This is probably my grandfather Benjamin.
Did I just take that statue? Did I just take that statue? Alright, well, whatever. Let's just continue exploring.
Well, this is a hell of a thing.
I met someone tonight, quite unexpectedly. But it shouldn't have been, it seems. I've been so buried in my work, so distracted by my latest revelations, I never bothered to notice my surroundings. But there she was, sitting at my table in the library. Her name is Amelia. And apparently she's been studying right next to me. Art history, of all things. I shared some of my research against my better judgment, but I wanted to see how she would respond. And she did not disappoint. I felt as if I was suddenly engaged in a mental game of chess, moving and counter-moving in argument. At one point, that poor old librarian had to shush us as if we were children. I feel so foolish for not having noticed her earlier. She's a brilliant woman who's challenged my ideas for the first time in memory. In truth, I don't know if she's feeling as exhilarated as I am right now, but I dare say our conversation was mutually stimulating. For the first time in a long time, I find myself thinking about something else besides my research. I hope she returns for another round tomorrow.
Well,
My parents made a good team, challenging each other from the start.
Isn't that nice? So her father's name was what? Richard Croft, I think that was his name. And then her grandfather's name was Benjamin Croft. And then her mother's name was Amelia. So she inherited the Croft name from her father. What's this? Just some old tapes. Yeah, wait, what's this? I never read what this is. Oh, is that the paper that she was looking at in the beginning of the game? It was like a disgrace. Yeah, renowned historian WoW claims debunked. Yeah. That must have been a lot for Lara to take on.
Dad's map of the forgotten cities of northern Syria. He was closer than he knew to finding the Prophet's tomb. Dad's book about immortality myths might be useful in my research.
I finally introduced Richard to the family. It went precisely how I imagined. I see but polite grace from mother, indifference and disinterest from father, and thinly veiled contempt from Atlas. Going to prove. To them, Croft is the man who took away their beloved daughter and ruined her long-standing engagement, though I was never going to marry that repugnant Earl of Farringdon anyway. One might think they would be happy that I was being courted by a genuine lord of the realm. It just happens to be Richard Croft. In their eyes, the man who single-handedly ruined a once great family. But there's nothing to be done now. Watching how Richard dealt with their subtle insults and disrespect. Such grace and calm. I know he did it for me. I think I'm falling in love with this man. It will break my mother's heart, but I cannot live the life she imagined for me. My time with Richard has only made this clearer.
It must have been hard for Mum to go against her family's wishes. I'm glad she did.
Well, that's true. If it weren't for that, Lara, you wouldn't be here. Because have I found everything there is? Okay, the safe is one thing. Let's go look around Croft Manor some more.
One of Dad's Yoruba masks. A gift from a friend he met on an expedition in Nigeria.
I feel like I'm seeing something in the corner of my eye. Oh, it's this light.
The door to the library.
Oh, this is the door to the library. Let's explore around a bit, though. Nothing there.
Lara, I've reviewed the report from your therapist. I have to say I was surprised to see a clean bill of health. I somehow doubt you've so easily abandoned your irrational claims. Indeed, where have you been the past few weeks? My secretary discovered that you booked a flight to Turkey on the 20th. You can't have been simply sightseeing, as your customs claims suggest. I know you're up to something, and I'll be damned if I let you use the Croft assets to indulge the same obsession that led to my sister's death. It's not too late to relinquish your claims on the manor voluntarily. If you refuse, I will find a way to cut you off. Sincerely, Atlas.
Basically, yeah, that's the person called. All right, yeah, it was her uncle Atlas, and he was the one basically telling her like, yeah, you basically need to give up the mansion, and he basically feels like she's wasting her money because obviously he never liked Richard Croft to begin with, so he also feels that he's to blame for the reason why Amelia is
The
dead.
Grand Hall. I always loved playing in here as a kid. This will be one of the first things to fix.
The Grand Hall. Now, how long has it been since Laura really stayed? Laura, how long has it been since you stayed in this place? This mansion needs a lot of work, boy. I'm trying to tell you. Like, really, Laura, you gotta do better. You got to.
Dad's artifacts from the Nile Valley. I always loved looking at these. Dad became interested in immortality myths after his expeditions to Egypt.
Yeah, I still think it's wrong for her uncle of all people, but then again, you know, it always be the family that really try to come after you first, so it's like, it just be like that.
A phoenix figurine. I bet this appealed to Dad's idea of immortality, of rising from the ashes and being born anew. This belongs to Anna. Most of her belongings are in the guest house. What was she doing in here? Someone has a sense of humor.
Start smoking. So Anna was here. Why would he ask her to come back to Croft Manor when it was looking like this? There's no way, bro. This place need a lot of work. Considering how run down this place looking, I don't blame Laura for not wanting to come back, honestly.
Lara, you know the West Wing is off
What
limits.
the?
I'm sorry, I just wanted to see...
We've been through this.
Was Mum's room in here?
Just stay out of there, darling.
Dad was always so protective of the West Wing. Locked. Need a key to open this.
What are you doing sitting there on the floor, Mistress Lara?
Looking at the compass, thinking.
What about, if I may inquire?
Just thinking about discovering faraway places, about finding adventure.
I'm sure you will, my lady. You've the soul of an explorer. But don't grow up too fast.
That voice sounds kind of familiar. Was that Rolf? Alright, well, I'm gonna explore some more.
Got to remember to pack this for my next trip. Should be able to explore the dark now. Hey Jonah, sorry for not getting back to you sooner. I've decided to do some research at the manor. A lot has happened and I need some time to think about what I want to do next. This old place is filled with memories and secrets. Uncle Atlas has tried to keep me out of here for so long I don't even know if I want to keep it. But after everything that's happened, maybe I can find out what it still means to me. If it's worth fighting him for, I'll let you know how things worked out when I'm back in London.
Laura sounded super exhausted on that phone call. Super exhausted. I don't blame her though. After everything that happened in the Definitive Edition, and then the story of the Rise of Tomb Raider is like, with the whole divine power, the divine artifact and all that, is crazy. A lot of crazy stuff has happened.
Lara, since your return from your expedition to Yamatai, I've grown increasingly alarmed at your erratic behavior. I can only assume you suffered some kind of psychological trauma and are only acting out as a call for help. I want you to know that I hear you, loud and clear. Anna and I agree that it's time for you to be evaluated by a professional. I took the liberty of arranging an introduction to a highly qualified colleague of mine. You should be receiving the details in the post soon. I want to impress upon you the importance of this, Lara. As executor of the estate, it is my duty to see that it is left in capable hands. And if I may be blunt, you're acting like your father when he was at his worst. He nearly lost the manor himself in those days. I'd hate for you to repeat his mistakes. I encourage you to embrace the help I'm offering. Sincerely, your uncle.
Another one of Dad's immortality artifacts. I think Roth bought this for him from a trader in Greece.
The offer came in the post last week, and I still haven't told Richard. He flew ahead to Tibet, where I will meet him shortly. I never told him I was submitting my work. Never thought there was a chance of being accepted. But a gallery tour is not something I can pass up. The show will take me away from England for over a year. I'll begin in New York and travel across the United States and, oh, God, I'm giddy even writing these words. When Richard and I were married, I was prepared to relegate my painting to a hobby. But it was Richard who objected, who gave me my atelier and studio. Without that support, I might still be painting boring landscapes. Now I can't shake the foolish sensation that leaving would be a betrayal. He will laugh at that and insist I accept, even though I know it will break his heart to be apart. He never once asked me to sacrifice any part of my life for his. I have, of course, in 1,000 small ways over the years, but he would never ask. The discussion can wait, and I will join him in Tibet. I won't cast a shadow over his find. I will be by his side in his triumph, as I know he will stand by my side, in time.
That sounds like a really tough decision. Does she want to follow her dreams, or does she want to follow her heart?
I'm not sure. I really need to brush up on my ancestors one of these days.
Just how far does the legacy of the cross go? There must be a really established, like, just a lineage as a whole. Well, I looked at everything, guys. I think it's time now to look at the one thing and I haven't looked at yet. Oh.
Well, hello there, Sir Lancelot. Don't worry, it won't be boring your sword this time. This is the map I made for my first expedition with Dad. It shows a path to the library through the servants' passages. Wait, I can get to the library through the old servants' corridor. Locked. There's got to be another way through.
Oh, okay. Man, how long has it been since Laura has lived in the mansion? You good? What the?
Falling apart. Maybe I should just let my uncle have this place.
No, I don't blame you. I can imagine, like I said, I can't imagine, honestly, the funds that it would take to rebuild such a huge place. Let's take a listen to this real fast.
They say a good test of a relationship is how well you travel together. Well, I'd say Amelia and I have passed that test with flying colors. Indeed, these last few months in Egypt have been nothing short of extraordinary. She and Roth get on like old uni chums. In fact, the two have spent more than a few nights drinking and playing cards into the wee hours. Despite her decidedly proper upbringing, Amelia's taken to roughing it more than I ever have. She fits in and connects with the local populace with such amazing empathy. Because of her, I've had a bit of an unexpected breakthrough in my research. She managed to convince an artifact dealer in Old Town to sell me a magnificent and quite unusual Tibetan scroll. From what I can tell, it seems to contain details surrounding an immortality ritual of some sort. I think it's time for me to take the next step with Amelia. In fact, I don't think I can wait any longer. I will ask for her hand tomorrow in the bright Egyptian sun amidst the dust and ruins.
I'm not surprised he asked her to marry him as soon as he got the idea.
Amelia, I know we have had our differences in recent years. I've tried my best to keep an open mind about your relationship with Richard, but I just can't let you go on this ill-conceived expedition without saying my piece. You say Richard's theories have merit. You say that he may have actually stumbled upon some mythic, unknown truth, but I have seen nothing to support such claims. And while your word may have been enough in times past, I cannot let you squander away what remains of your name and reputation, and that of our family, truth be told, on some damned foolish crusade. I intend to go to Richard's investors and let them know exactly how he's spending their money, but I want to give you a chance to put a stop to this yourself. Please, don't go to Tibet. If not for me, at least for Lara.
Yeah, I see. He's been a thorn in their family side for a long time, bro. Threatening to go to the investors is crazy disrespect.
Still just as creepy as I remember.
Oh, okay, I'm liking his vibe though. I ain't gonna lie. Another letter.
My lord, I hope this missive finds you on a successful expedition and in good health. Before I bore you with estate affairs, I wanted to let you know that our little angel has been into some mischief. As always, I indulged her in our usual game of chess. Over the course of the game, she broached the subject of her mother. She's having trouble remembering her now, and wanted to enter her ladyship's atelier, which you sealed off, to play on her mother's piano. It enraged her when she wasn't allowed to go in, of course. For someone so young, she has such strong emotions. Later in the day, she set a trap for me. in the walk-in freezer, of all places. Before I knew what was happening, I found myself locked inside. Mrs. Sheffield discovered me an hour later, shivering and somewhat peeved. It took us an additional hour to find Lara in the grounds. I know all her hiding places, of course, but this time she really did not want to be found. Call it years of observation, but I can tell when she's out of sorts. My lord, if I may be so bold, she misses you fiercely. She is lonely for her father. Please consider a call as soon as you are able.
Poor Winston. I remember being so angry. He was always so patient with me.
King to Queen 1. I'm going to win this time, Winston.
Clever girl. But you should know by now, winning isn't everything. Queen to King's Bishop 6. Check.
Easy for you to say. You always win. Knight takes Queen.
What I mean to say is try to enjoy the journey, Lara. Don't rush to victory. Bishop to King 7.
I know, Winston. I just want... Oh no! I didn't even see that!
You should also know by now, I'm not to be trifled with on this board, young lady. Mate.
Oh, I am going to win. Someday.
I would play chess with our old butler Winston on this board. Never could beat him. I always chose white. Maybe if I let him go first once in a while, I might have won.
I'm at a crossroads now. Good Lord, that's such a cliche. But there's truth in it. 2 roads before me. Both present joy and compromise. A life with Richard, adventure, intellectual pursuit, perhaps a new family. But also a man obsessed with something I cannot understand. Or a life of obligation, upholding the de Mornay name, embracing our traditions, not losing the family that raised me. Oh, this really is a rubbish choice. I don't want to lose them. But I love the life I've started to build with Richard. He comes with his own difficulties, but I can accept them. Will it be enough?
I know this must be really hard for Lara to like read these journals or find them. I'm assuming before this she never found these journals before, so reading all these thoughts of her mother and and just learning all this stuff now after so many years. The crazy thing about this is that where's her why are they all down here? Well, I guess for the game's sake, I guess that's why it's like that. Alright, let's read this one.
Everything is almost ready for Mistress Lara's birthday expedition surprise. It's been a bit of an all-hands-on-deck effort organizing the affair and keeping it secret. She's obsessed with Egypt, memorizing hieroglyphs and ancient Egyptian districts, so she'll be delighted with what Lord Croft has come up with. This will be good for her. She's been acting up of late, but I know she's just craving more of her father's attention. He's been so buried in his research. It'll be a nice moment for the 2 of them to reconnect, and I do believe he needs it as much as she does.
So wait, what happened to Winston then? Well, based on his voice, I'm assuming he was kind of already pretty old up there, pretty up there in age. Winston might already be gone at this point. I don't know how old Winston was. What the? Did I put it all the way out? Alright. Let us continue. Where's the master key when you need it, though? What is this, a bell?
Dad loved a good bottle of wine. I can still smell his favorite Bordeaux.
That was wine. I ain't gonna lie, it's a very interesting bottle.
Dad, this is it! The basement of despair.
Indeed, Lara. Muster your courage, for this is the only path to the Library of Infinite Knowledge.
Look there, see the string?
An ancient Egyptian tripwire. The Keepers of Knowledge want none to disturb their treasures. We must tread carefully.
Let me lead. I know how to spot all the traps.
I'm sure you do, my darling. Lead on.
My stuffed bear. I couldn't have a tomb without a mummy. Water damage from the main hall above.
Now I'm trying to see if I end up skipping, and I saw there was 2 ways to go through, and it was up this way and it was on the left, so I'm just making sure I didn't skip nothing. So I went back. Alright, if I recall and looking correctly, the direction for which, what is this?
One of the wire traps Winston made for my birthday expedition. Winston used my hair ribbons to make this. He and Dad put a lot of work into this birthday surprise.
Yeah, how do you get that one? I see one little artifact over there. I'm trying to figure out how do you get that artifact. It's a dead end. I see it over there, but I'm trying to figure out how you get it though. Maybe I'm overlooking it. Or maybe there was another entrance to it that I wasn't aware of. Yeah, this place really does need a lot of repair though, seriously. Okay, I see it. I see it here, but is there another entrance to that place or something? Was it another entrance? No, it ain't Harry Potter. I ain't going to the walls. There must be another way over there that I didn't see, because there's no way that item's over there for me to get, but yeah, I can't get it through normal means. Alright, so let's just head down and maybe I'll find my way through. Or unless there's a little secret way to get over here, but I didn't see one down. Let's go all the way to the end again to see if there's not another entrance that I didn't pay attention to. I went back here and I got that one item. Now I went here and then we kept creeping over this way again. And then yeah, I don't see no way over. I guess we just gotta head down and see what happens. Man, I hope this place holds up. Man, just how much did this house or this manor hold, bro? Use servants, passers to reach the library. Alright, there it is.
This bust of Anubis was from Dad's Egyptian collection. He must have put it down in the basement for our little expedition. Plans for adding electricity to the manor. Dad used to say his granny hated all the bright lights. There's a missing page.
Amelia left tonight. She packed her suitcase and walked right out of here, and I didn't even notice. Like those days in the Oxford Library before we even met, I just had my nose in a book, lost in my own world. I am such a fool. I have let my obsession with this damned ritual of long life rule my better judgment for far too long, and it may already be too late. How could I have not seen this coming? I've made this mistake over and over, always putting my research before my personal life. But it's never hurt like this before. I simply cannot live without her. If I have to give up this accursed quest that has plagued me for so long, then so be it. I am going after her, right now, tonight.
That boy said the only thing that keeps me up when I'm feeling down. I don't know about you, but I gotta keep my eyes around, cause I don't look, I don't search, and it's hard to find. Hey.
Okay, Dad's ledger has to be in here somewhere. Hopefully it has the combination to the safe.
I've created a clever little map for Lara's birthday expedition. I used the invisible ink Amelia picked up for me in Morocco so many years ago. At the time, I remember being so annoyed by that rather aggressive street vendor, but she just smiled in her sunny way and paid him without a second thought. I assumed it was just a tourist scam, but it actually works. Turns out it requires a very specific kind of vellum and a heat source to illuminate the ink after it's dried. It should prove a nice challenge for Lara to puzzle out.
I always accepted that Richard's rather unorthodox research was just something I had to live with. But this time, the thrill of discovery has taken hold of me. I never imagined I could be drawn in this way. Richard cabled to tell me he's found the monastery. The symbol we deciphered in the scroll was the key to its location. I don't know if I honestly believe that this will lead to the fabled elixir of life, but I can't help but feel that a great secret awaits us there. My brother was threatening to shut down the expedition, but I managed to talk him down for the time being. Now I am going to meet Richard. I would bring Lara if I could, but she's still too young. She'll be in good hands with Winston, and when we return, her parents might just be a bit more famous.
This music is familiar. It's beautiful. It appears Sir Reginald's helmet fell off. Or didn't I put it back properly? One of Winston's notes. He always hid sweets for me to find. remember this now. Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number. I always preferred these symbols to the actual number hieroglyphs.
Now, let me see. These two myths are referencing the same source material. But where did I see this image?
Dad, I think it's this one, in the chapter on Egyptian districts.
Why, yes, I think you're right, Lara.
I remember the page with the illustration of Ra.
My goodness, you've been paying attention, haven't you? This could be an important breakthrough.
Does this mean I'm your research assistant?
That and more, my darling girl.
Takes me back. Those were good times. The best times.
I've reached the monastery. As Roth predicted, it was hidden deep in the Himalayas. And now that I'm standing on these high stone walls, I am overwhelmed by the sheer beauty of the mountains that surround me. It is simply breathtaking. But what adds to their spiritual majesty is the truth of this place. The monks welcomed me, as is their way, but they seemed to expect me. They must have known someone like me would eventually come seeking answers. I know this is the place. They've conducted the ritual before. I have seen the evidence, the distinctive symbols carved into the floors, the art displayed on the inner chamber's walls. They've created the elixir before, and they will again if I can convince them. I sent Amelia a message straight away. I want her by my side for this discovery.
Dad was looking for an elixir. Was it the elixir of life?
For God's sake, memorize the combination, you fool. Lara's expedition treasure, my favorite painting by Amelia, the day of our wedding anniversary.
Okay, got to find those objects to figure out the combination to the safe. There's something else here. This is my handiwork. I used to love drawing pictures of tigers.
I have to say, this is quite the adorable picture.
Spent so many hours in here, reading, dreaming of my own adventures. Dad's lighter. I don't remember him ever using it, though. The Croft family crest and initials PC. I wonder if this belonged to my grandfather. Okay, should be able to light the fireplace now.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't even know you can do that. It wouldn't brighten things up a bit, though. I guess I gotta take a look at this book that's over here.
This was always one of my favorite books in this library. I used to trace hieroglyphs.
Alright then, I suppose I found everything I could find down here. I would find the knight's helmet if I could, but I'm just not seeing it. It was upstairs right here. And hello.
This picture was taken in the library.
Is that her mother?
(1820) additions to the main hall in progress.
No. Maybe it was the great-great-grandparents. After all, the third blueprints were missing. Well, no, the second one. It was the first and the third one was on the table, and the third one was missing. We should find those. Oh, I'm just now seeing there's more. All these are the ones that larger. That tiger looks crazy, but you know, she's actually a really great artist though. Yeah, that one looks good. And the bottom two there look good. Better artist than I ever was. Especially at her age. Fucking sucked at drawing.
Took quite a tumble off of this old thing when I was a girl. Still feel it in the shoulder from time to time.
Ooh. Might want to get that checked out. Or it might be a pain that's linked to memory type of thing. Nah, let's pull it out. Alright, just climb down. Alright. And push this baby over here. And let's go get us some answers. Still looking for this master key though. Where's that even at? And this house is huge.
Blank, except for the image of a key. I remember this map now. It leads to the master key, but we made it with a special kind of invisible ink. It could only be seen with the heat of fire. I think I stashed one of Winston's master keys in here when I was a kid.
I mean, I think it is in here, but the problem is trying to find out where the key is at. She was like, you can use fire to light to find a way to like to use it. Let's see. I'm pretty sure it's here, but I can't open this up because I don't know what you call it. So now I need to go find the master key. Let's go find out where the master key is at. Oh, okay, yeah, put the map here, right?
I can see the map. Looks like the key is hidden under a trunk near the bookcase.
He's hidden underneath a trunk in the
X
bookcase.
marks the spot, as they say.
Smart. That is smart. How did she make that though? Did she like did she like make a hole in the ground? Was that always there just to keep things hidden? You know, that's actually a great idea. You know, just to keep like furniture, have a little small little place like that to keep stuff hidden.
The master key. This should get me into the West Wing.
It should. But that's not all though, Laura. We got a lot of things to open up before we do that. The key to the past.
This should open most rooms in the manor, including the Forbidden West Wing.
Yeah, and I get what you was going for, but let's open the chest up here. See what that was all about. There's a lot of things I want to open up.
The Pharaoh's crown from my birthday treasure hunt. How old was I again? 6? 8? I think this hieroglyph corresponds to a number, but which one?
I have no idea. I'm guessing 2. That's just a guess.
Okay, Dad's clues mention Mum's paintings and their anniversary. Hopefully I
Yeah.
can find some answers in the West Wing.
Wait, don't I know the answer now to the safe though? I'm still
Need to
missing.
search the rest of the manor for the clues to the combination.
Okay. So I gotta go to the forbidden. I can now go to the forbidden area and unlock the one thing that couldn't be unlocked before. I can't even remember what boxes. It was some stuff in here that I couldn't open up. I don't know if it was down here or was it like when I went underneath to the basement. No, there was another room. That's what it was. There was another room. That's exactly what it was. Can't remember which room it was. Yeah, it was down here. What is this? Where am I? It's definitely still in the manor. Well, where exactly am I though? Ah. Okay, I'm on the floor. All right. This is the other side I can reach while I go.
Mistress Lara, I took the liberty of preparing a tray, as dinner did not go according to plans. I've included, in addition to your meal, a few treats. I would appreciate it if you kept this between us, but I felt tonight called for something special. If you will forgive me the indulgence, your rapid exit from the dinner table had me concerned, and I wanted to impart something that I hope sets your mind at ease. I have known your father for quite some time. There is an intensity to his passion that can be frightening, but I recognize that same passion in you. You're more like him than you know. Never doubt that he loves you more than his research, more than his artifacts, more than anything in this world. Storms pass, and tomorrow will be clear and blue again. When you have finished, please leave the tray outside. Be well. Yours.
Oh, my bad, Winston. I ain't mean to cut you off like that, bro. Yeah, I like to think Winston's probably not around anymore. He seemed like he was pretty much on the other side anyway, based on the way his voice sounded and everything. Search for the remaining combination rollers and where does this lead? Oh, in the master's bed. Oh, master's bedroom. This is what this place is. All right. Well, search for the remaining combination relics and yeah. This ain't the same place I was just at, right? Yeah, it is. It's the library. The fuck? I'm sitting here thinking this is a new location. Look at me, looking stupid. I'm like, bro, it's a new location. I was getting all yeeked up and stuff. Now looking stupid. Yeah, I know where to go look. I would light that up, but well, it's boarded up, so. It's high time we go visit Amelia's room. Oh yeah, let's go open that up, see what's in here.
The Croft family crest. Worse than I thought. strangely beautiful.
You saying it's beautiful? I mean, it's a mess. I guess it's the result of no one coming here for all this time. What is this?
With Amelia gone, the manor is a different place. A dimness pervades, a quiet I can't stand. Even though Lara is too young to understand what has happened, she also senses the change. She's asked after her mother only once, and I'm afraid my reaction must have terrified her. I will need Winston more than ever these next few months to help look after her. I never quite realized how much grief can consume a man, but I am utterly consumed. I know I can't escape the pain, but I will try my damnedest to avoid it. I will seal the West Wing for as long as I live in this place. It will remain exactly as Amelia left it. Perhaps someday Lara can find her own answers there.
Well, she is gonna find her own answers. The only problem is that, well, things aren't looking too well. What was that supposed to be?
Okay, Laura, keep it together.
I know, right?
See things.
You're not the only one. If I saw somebody
Mum's
peek
atelier.
with her.
Dad sealed it soon after she died. He probably couldn't bear the idea of removing any of her belongings.
My lord, we all hope your work was well received at the conference and look forward to your return. As is so often the case with these missives, I wanted to call your attention to an incident involving our little angel. It seems that Lara has been the subject of some ridicule amongst the other girls at school. From what I can gather, some of the other young ladies were teasing her for being too much of a tomboy. You know how Lara can get when pushed into a corner. Let's just say they won't be bothering her again. But I do think their words have had an effect. I believe Lara has been missing her mother lately. She's begun to worry that she isn't like the other girls. And having grown up with only a father, it shouldn't come as a surprise that she has trouble relating to them. I wonder if this new friend of yours, Anna, is it? Perhaps she might prove a welcome influence. It might be worth bringing her to the manor to meet Lara. In any case, I'll let you decide the proper time to do that. Please travel home safely. Yours, Winston.
Ah. So now I'm starting to understand why Richard, maybe Richard really didn't, like, per se love Anna. He might have just brought her to the manor for the simple fact of, but then again, Richard don't really strike me as a person to really, like, just bring someone home on some false love type stuff. I think he just brought her there because, well, for one, he probably did like her a lot. And two, he probably felt Laura really does need a mother figure. So, and this music is all sinister sounding now. You know what, let's get back into it.